They say they love you, they say you're like family, and it's all great as long as you're doing what they want you to be doing. As soon as you show your ass or a side they don't like, it's kind of like they're looking in a mirror, because people don't want to deal with grief. They don't want to have to experience, they don't want to go through, and if they did, maybe they didn't deal with it properly. My name is Robin Elise Borakove. I was born on March 30th, 1965. I was considered a very active child, extremely creative, and could see the world in pictures versus hearing the words. People would talk and their word would take on an image, and next thing you know, I'm chasing around images on the playground. You know, my mother would say, gosh, she's just the Tasmanian devil, she's always in motion. And my grandfather would say, she's much too pretty to be called the devil, Paula. So he called me Flutterby, and he would say, butterfly, flutterby, never land where you stand. And he said, baby, never tell a soul. So until I was 42 was the first time I admitted to somebody that I was seeing pictures. By the time I had my third husband, he found me an amazing doctor and said, you have 162 IQ and you don't need any of those medications. You need just to go out and be your creative self. So Fairy Queen Flutterby came into existence when I went through empty nest after my baby went to college. I couldn't get a job. So I came home and put about 150 pounds of ice cream on in a year and tried to take my life. And my son came home one day, my oldest, and he said, you know, Mom, you really suck at suicide. You need to cut that. You don't want to die. And I said, you're right, I don't want to die. I just don't know what to do. Nobody wants me anymore. You boys are all grown up. And he said, you know, Mom, you're so worried about us not living our dreams, you forgot about yours. You wrote those stories, which I wrote when I was 7, called Little Edwin's Triumph, about a little mouse who proves just because you're small doesn't mean you can't be a big hero. And that evolved to Autism Spectrum Disorder Supports, and Fairy Queen Flutterby began touring the world, teaching through the art of storytelling, no matter the challenge, you can be a hero, and advocating for special needs. So we started to visit Comic-Cons and WonderCons, and we realized that socialization through cosplay is working. So when we come in and do a show, it doesn't matter if you're in a 3-piece suit working on Wall Street or you're the 2-year-old in the front row. Everybody gets a chance to say their message, their story, and no one leaves without a big grin on their face. And by proof of my letters, awards, and accolades, I've helped people bridge gaps by being able to hug their child that never allowed them to touch them, by teaching them that when they put on a costume, that's why the fairy gets hugs from their kids and their adults that never hug or touch, because they're not afraid and they feel so safe with the fairy. So I give them their own fairy costumes, and then they get their own hugs. And we call that the hug miracle. It's the jewel on top of my empire. The fairy was a means to save my life, and now my life is saved. And even if the fairy doesn't make the castle and bring in all the funding that I want for the charity, she taught me through my fairy character, taught me that it's okay to be myself, that I can get out of the costume, and Robin is okay. Happy birthday to everyone born on March 30th. You're a spring baby. Enjoy.
Thank you for watching. We're uploading an episode every single day featuring a different person. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate your support.